And during the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
All right, how is everybody doing? My name is Joe Mertens, and many of you are probably wondering why I'm doing this. Well, basically the main reason I'm doing this is just for practice for commentating. Becoming a commentator for baseball for my school. I'll be covering a couple games, and this will just help me probably get a gist of what I need to improve on and stuff like that. So this is probably just going to be a short 10-minute video every Friday on me talking about basically all around sports maybe. So I'm going to kick it off talking about this Dodgers Pagers ball that happened yesterday. I got to tell you, man, 162 games in the season, there's got to be some entertainment. And that was a pretty entertaining brawl. Zach Greinke, whatever one he pronounced his name, pitcher for the Dodgers, hit Carlos Quentin right in the left shoulder for the Padres. And Carlos Quentin went right after Zach Greinke and basically broke his collarbone. It was a bench-clearing brawl. And, like I said, man, the first 2 weeks, you got to see something like that. And just to see some emotion out of the players, pretty good. Now, talking about the Indians. The Indians are having their struggles at pitching. The hitting, I'm enjoying. With the additions with Nick Swisher, with Carlos Santana having a great year. But Asdrubal Cabrera and Jason Kipnis definitely have to pick it up. It's not been, it hasn't been a kind year for them. Right now, for pitching altogether, 48 runs have given up. It's only been 8 games. 47 runs have been given up by other pitchers other than Masterson. Masterson has a 0.69 ERA. This guy has pitched 13 innings in 2 games. This guy, I got to tell you, if Masterson's the only pitcher that we got, we are in for a long season. Right now we stand at 3-5 in last place in the Central Division. And I understand the Central Division isn't really much to cheer about, but right now, come on, the Royals are in first place at, I think, 5-3. At 7-3 or whatever, And they're beating some pretty good teams. The Royals beat the Angels, I think they swept the Angels, if anything. And get this, man, the list of top 3 pitchers for the Indians, it's just ridiculous. Masterson, of course, at top 1 with a 0.69 ERA, but behind him, Ubaldo Jimenez, 6.97 ERA. That's behind him. That's a second-place pitcher on our team. So, and then right behind him, Brett Myers with a 12.89 ERA. So, of course, our pitching is struggling. Our bullpen is there. With Joe Pistano, with Pistano, Smith. We got a great bullpen. It's just we have to have the 7 innings pitched by these starting pitchers, and probably only giving up 1 run. Masterson, as of now, man, I'm loving the way he's pitching. He's pitching like a Cy Young Award winner right now. But Ubaldo, he's going to give you 1 or 2 things. He's going to be a really good pitcher. He's going to throw the ball at one spot of the area, not all over the plate. Or it's going to be the second one where he's just going to throw the ball everywhere. He's going to give up 4 home runs in a game, like he did with the Yankees. And Myers, I don't even want to comment on Myers. And I know you guys saw this. Lou Marson took a shot at home plate in the Rays series. He's on the 15-day DL with concussion. And, the Indians have many problems. I know it's only 8 games in, but the pitching really needs to improve. And we're already struggling with injuries. Carlos Santana with an injury. Even though he's supposed to be back in about these day today. So if we could stay off injuries, we could have a good season if the pitching gets better, definitely. It really depends on how Indians handle everything. So that's basically it about baseball and everything like that. So I'll move to football. Many of you know we've signed Paul Kruger, over the last couple weeks ago. Desmond Bryant at defensive line. and we signed Jason Campbell to a 2-year deal. And, they're bringing in Jason Campbell just to give Whedon some competition at the quarterback spot. And I got to tell you, that's a good thing. Jason Campbell's a really good quarterback. It's just, his last season with the Raiders, he was going 4-2 into Week 7 with the Browns, and he's trying to run. He gets hit by ironic that he gets hit by a Browns player, breaks his collarbone, and he ends up being out the whole season, and the Raiders end up sinking. Jason Campbell, over the past season, was the backup for the Bears over backup for Jay Cutler. And I got to tell you, if anything, if the Browns organization sees something with Jason Campbell, I would start him. He could definitely run. He's got the experience over Whedon. And the only thing, Whedon's got an arm. That's really it. He's not accurate at all. He can't move around in the pocket. So, and then, we got the draft coming up. And if you see the mock draft, you see that we're looking at 2 quarterbacks right now. E.J. Manuel, we're looking at him for quarterback. We're even looking at this past Alabama quarterback, A.J. McCarron. And I got to tell you, man, I'm getting sick of drafting quarterbacks. I hope we don't draft the quarterback. My really big hope is we get D. Milliner from Alabama, defensive back. Because the Browns really need help at the cornerback position, even though we need a quarterback and all. But we're good right now at that. It's the D-back position. You got Joe Hayden. That's all you got. And then T.J. Ward, yeah. But you don't have, there's not a... Buster Screen wasn't cutting it. He couldn't even cover a rock this year, basically. And so we do need that other big defensive back in D. Milliner. This guy, even though he's 5'11", he's fast. He's 4'3". He's got great cuts on the ball. He could definitely cover a wide receiver. And even if we're looking at him, we could put him at a kick returner if we could draft him. The good news is the Eagles canceled their meeting with him today with D. Milliner. And so I guess, that gives the Browns more of an opportunity to draft him. But there is a problem with him. He is battling with shoulder injuries because of this past season. He has had surgery on it, but it's still, he says it's still a little sore. So, you got to kind of look out for that. But if we do not get D. Milliner, I hope we do not take a quarterback. We got to take probably a defensive player. Definitely a defensive player or an offensive guard. Probably what I'm looking at for the Browns. For wide receiving, I think we're all right. Greg Little, he has improved. I'm liking Greg Little on how he's playing right now. He's finally catching the ball, not dropping it, running without it. But I think in another position, if we can get because we don't have another pick after the first round, we don't have another pick until the 3rd round. So I say for the 3rd round, we try to go for a tight end. All we have is past backup tight ends, and because we lost Ben Watson, and so we definitely need a tight end because that is a major position on the field for sure for our offense. That's it for the Browns really. You can't really say much until the draft happens at the end of April. So we'll see what happens with the Browns. I hope, they improve. I'm getting sick of this. Only 4 wins in a season, 5 wins in a season. I would like to see them get at least 7-9 this season. Yeah, at best. I would love to see the playoffs, but I know that's going to be pretty far away. So, that's the Browns for you. But I got to tell you, man, very quickly, I can't believe the Cavs this season. Unbelievable. I thought they would be at least 30 games. Thought they would win at least 30 games. But, injuries hit them with Deion Waiters being out majority of the season, with Kyrie being hurt majority of the season, and Anderson Varejao being out basically the whole season. And so it's hard. Byron Scott has no excuse. He has the one excuse of injuries, but that 27-point lead against the Miami Heat that just blew. He didn't call a timeout until they got within 5 minutes. I think as soon as you see a lead start going down, you got to call a timeout. You got to regroup the guys and get the defense to where it needs to be to stop the Heat. Obviously, 4 more games left. We got a game against the Knicks tonight. And I guess if you haven't figured out now, I guess we're losing on purpose. We definitely want more balls in the lottery for the draft. I'm hoping the Lakers get into the playoffs so we get their pick in the lottery. So, definitely got to look out for the Cavs, hopefully, in the meantime. I hope they improve by next season. I hope, definitely the most improved, I think, on the team is got to be Tristan Thompson. The dude's getting, double-doubles almost every night. But then again, we don't really have a big man. I don't like Zeller. He's not really, big enough for the center position. I mean, he's tall enough, but he's not big enough. He's got to really kind of work on everything, basically all around him. He's got to work up on getting stronger, putting the ball back in the hoop. And that's basically it with the Cavs. So hopefully you like this little short 10-minute thing. Even though I went past 10 minutes. Like, comment, whatever you want to do. Subscribe. I don't care. It's just a little practice for me. I think either next week or the week after, I'm going to put a little bit of, because obviously I'm not a comedian. All right, never really set out to be anything like that. But I'm going to put a thing of my friend Corey Dedick is going to create a little 2-minute thing of Corey's Corner of him just, I guess you would put it improv or whatever you want to put it at. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you guys next week.